Alright, welcome to the stream. This is System. How you guys doing? So I'm gonna continue with more streams of Aion. So I have my priest here, Cleric Elyios, level 47. So far, I was updating the some of this skills here. Essence tapping, which is 124. I have also I was upgrading. Let's see. I was upgrading construction, which is, I believe, is at level 120. Let's see. And let me see where I need to go next. Okay, so this, there's this guy over here.
Business with me?
Let's see. Ariluma, welcome. Ariluma Deva, you must have come to take a flight test. It's all part of going to the abyss. Tests like this one, keep upskilled Devas from falling into trouble, so to speak. So what do I have to do? Do you see those rings in the air around the fortress? There are 6 of them in all various heights. The test requires you to go through all 6 rings within the limit time. So let's go ahead and finish and try to finish this quest. Sounds simple enough. Let's see what this is all about.
You must go through all 6 rings in order in the time allotted. The rings are numbered according to the amount of blue flames at the top. As you fly, take time to locate the next ring in the sequence.
Alright, so it's almost like the other quest that I got in, I don't know, I think it was like level 20, 25, something like that. Let's see. Looks like you won't get through all the rings within the time limit. Land in a safe place and chalk it up to experience. You can keep taking the test until you pass. The test is over when you fly through all the rings and return here to me. Alright, let's see. I think I have, one of these casting speed. Let's see. I think I have one to keep on flying, with more stamina. Let's see. I don't think I have it here, so I'm gonna have to probably go back to my storage. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the storage. So I'm gonna have to go back to
Hail.
Sanctum.
Goodbye.
Alright, so let's let's see. Let's check. Alright, so here's the storage, I believe. Trade. Warehouse. Here we go.
Have you business with me?
Let's see. Here we go. These are the ones I need.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alright, so let's go back to that place. Return friend Jody Evans. Nice one. Okay, so let's
Easy teleport, Deva?
let's go and teleport to, where was I? I forgot what I was. Let's see. Eltman. Okay.
Aion.
Alright. So let's go back here to talk to this. Oh shit. Talk to this guy.
Business with me? You must go through.
Skip that and open up my. Get that going.
Have you business with me?
Ready. Right, so let's go. Where's the first one? Okay, here's one. Oh shit. Second one. Okay, good. I thought that before, when I started playing this game like 8 years ago, yeah, I played for probably like 3-4 months. Can't remember. Supposedly, if you keep on this, what is this? This path here? Oh shit. You fly faster. I guess that's it. I made it. Let's see. Let's talk to him. Let's see if I didn't see if I passed through all the.
Business with me?
I wish they were all as good as you, Synergy. Dinar, you'll be a credit to us in the abyss. I'll go to the Brigade General Telemachus and tell him you passed the test. Fly in her light. In her light. Okay. Okay, so good. I passed the test. That was easy.
We meet in Ariel's light.
Alrighty. So let's see what this guy has to say.
Great skill in passing the tests.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You'll find the nearest abyss gateway beneath the floating stone near the fortress entrance.
Alright.
Use it now and show our enemies how we defend the light.
Alright, let's go.
We meet in Ariel's light.
You've shown great skill.
And let's see. So those tests are done. I need to see if he said that there's a portal right here beneath. So let's go there and see. There we go. How do you enter? Let's see, let's take a look. How do you enter the gate? Oh, here, click on it. Let's see what are the enemies that I need to kill. Oh, this is level 55. Eliminate the Asmodeans you find in Rishanta. It's a level 55 quest. I guess I'm gonna have to come back here. I have to go and, you know, level up to 55 and then come back. Alright, so let's see. Here's my quest, level 45. Actually, it's just level 45. Timon landing. Alright, I'm just gonna go there again. Sure. Where's my mouse? There we go. Right. So I'm here. Just have to go ahead and talk to this person over here. take a look. I think I remember this place. But the first time I played this game, this place was packed. There was a lot of players. Alright, let's see. I hope you weren't surprised by my urgent call. Let's not waste any more time. I'll just say this. Do your best to ensure Elyios' dominance over Rashanta. That is, help us get rid of the Asmodeans and Valar and occupy all the fortresses in every region. Sounds like fun? You tell it like it is. I like that. Well, then, I'll tell you this. It'll be a mistake to think that your mission here will be similar to the ones in Atria. Here, there are enemies everywhere. You have to watch out not only for Asmodeans and Valar, but for everything else in between. Here, take this. This is the list of missions you need to carry out. It is very detailed, so just proceed as instructed. Okay? So, let's see. So I have to go over here.
Welcome.
See if I remember now. I know I've heard your name before, but I just couldn't remember from whom or why. I milled over it and realized that it was Pernos who had told me about you. Have you recovered all of your memory? No, I haven't yet. From what I heard, you were the brigade general of a secret legion called the Mirage. Aren't you curious about your past? You might have forgotten something very important. If you want to recover your memory, go visit Pernos again. Pernos is much more special than you might think. Even in all of Atria, there aren't that many people who are as talented as he. Once you make up your mind, I'll send you straight to Pernos. What do you say? Yes, I would like to see Pernos. Alright, so let's go and see Mr. Pernos. See what he has to say.
I am but a faithful servant.
What is this I sense? It's been a while, Synergy. Oh, I remember this. Remember this, guys? When we were here. Okay, you wouldn't have visited me without a reason. What do you request of me? Help me recover my memory. I thought you might ask me that. If you want your memory back, go to Label Iceland in Rashanta. Label, they call Luckbug, is charged with keeping the artifact of the Inception. It should help you get memory back if you ask. This was making no noise. Oh. It's there's the mushrooms. The shroomba. Okay. Okay, he should help you get memory back if you ask him. Thanks for the help. There's nothing more I can do. I've even secretly used the Minus power. The best way to get your memory back is to find Luckbuck in Rashanta. Wait, you need the temporal stone. Oh shit, we need the temporal stone. You can make it if you've been working hard on your alchemy craft. I haven't been working on my alchemy. Shit. It really doesn't matter how you obtain it, really. Just bring it with you. I'll send you to the Dominion bind point. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, so I'm ready. So it looks like I have to be working in my alchemy. But no, I've just been working in my essence tapping and of course essence tapping. And I've been working on my on the construction with the furniture and stuff like that for the house. Alright, here's Luckbug. This guy doesn't have a face. Strange. This guy doesn't have a face.
Greetings.
Right. Shh. Who are you? I smell Aion. Pernos sent me here. Pernos? Yeah, you mean Acarios. Well then, I'll let you use the artifact. Try activating. Here we go. Here we go. How do I use it? I guess I just do this. Click on it. Let's go ahead and use it. I need a temporal stone. Fuck. Dude, I need a temporal stone. Hush. I'm listening to the wisdom of the artifact, so kindly shush your wing flapping. Alright? So now what? Activate the artifact to the inception. So how do I get the temporal stone? Let's check over here. What is this quest? Level campaign level 45. Let's see. 40 abyssal abilities. Okay, here we go. Activate the artifact of inception. Order. Michalis has something to tell you regarding your lost memory. Go to the Timonen Fortress and see him. Okay, let's see this artifact of the inception. An artifact on the Label Island in Rashanta. It has the power to run back time and bring back one's memory. It's kind of nice. And where's it at? Alright, let's how do I get the stone? This guy's not saying, you know, he's not giving me any instructions, or he's not saying anything on how to obtain the temporal stone. Oh, so I have to go to create it in, you know, with alchemy. Ancient Crown Administration Officer. Let's see what this guy has to say. Does he sell the temporal stone? No. Major Ancient Crown. This looks nice. Alright. I still don't know many of the on how to use the game. I was trying to see if I can, you know, how did I say this? How to wear the crown? How to see how it would look like if I was wearing it. Let's see. I remember in World of Warcraft it was like shift. Guess not. Doesn't give you anything. Alright, well, fuck it. Let's go back to let's go back to Sanctum. Can't do it from here, so I'll use my return ability. What server? Let's see. Sorry, I didn't see it there. 26. The server is you know, there's like two. There's only two you can choose, right? Danar? Is it this one here? think that it's a fast track server, and it's the I think this one, Dinar, Mr. Cocaine. I think this is the server, Dinar. All right, so I have to go and get one of those fucking stones, temporal stone. Let's go back there. Oh, alright, man. So if you wanna, you're playing in this server too. If you wanted to join up, that's fine. What level are you? Is your character?
Hail Deva. May the shadows never find you.
Yeah, man. If you have a character near, 40, 45, 48, I guess we can, make a group. Let's see. I started yesterday. Spirit Master, level 22. All right, man. Well, if you want to, I don't care if you want to group up and help you with some quest, let me know and I'll help you. I'm kind of new to the game too. I used to play this game when it came out, like 8 years ago, and I quit like in 4 months. So I basically don't remember the game very much, and so I'm starting back again, all the basics. So what I'm doing is I'm finishing up the campaign quest. So I'm doing the level 45 campaign quest just for the heck of the the lore of the game. Currently I'm doing a quest which, alright, add me, Nick Gustav. Okay, man, so I'll go ahead and add you. So I'm currently doing a quest where I'm trying to get back my memory. So let's go over here and let's see, how do I add friends? It's gonna be probably community, friend. Let's see, friend request, friend list, search, name. Let's see, Nick Gustav. It's, yeah, me too. I played I used I think it was an Asmodean before. I just can't remember. But I played like to level 45 and then I quit the game. I was playing World of Warcraft. I remember my wife got it for me for my 30th birthday. So I'm 38, so it was like 8 years ago. All right, so let's see. How do you search for other player? I just can't remember. That's your Nick is your like character name. So your character name. No. Let's see, Nick. Oh, you're level 22. So So let's do 21. Search. Nothing comes back. Let's see. Just put Gustav, okay? Oh, you're not playing. Are you playing right now? I think you need to be logged in, no? Oh, add here. Okay. I got it, man. Thank you for watching this. Alright, Gustav is currently offline, but a message with your friend request will be sent soon, I guess, or something like that. So I sent you a friend request. If you log in and go ahead and add. Once you're logged in, you can go ahead and accept my request. Alright, so I'm gonna go and I have to create a temporal stone. I have to create a temporal stone with alchemy. So once that I do create the temporal stone, I'm gonna be able to use that device, whatever it is, to see if I can get back my memory. So here we go. Let's see. This is cooking. Tailoring. I have to look for alchemy. I'll accept you after we can do some quests or PvP. Alright? Have other characters 75? No, I don't have any other character level 75, but oh, this is another player. Sorry about that. Mr. Can't read. Sorry about that. Let's see. Mr. Mutation? No, I don't have any other character right now, Mr. Mutation, but I'll send you a friend request, and then pretty soon, probably I'm gonna be, level 75. I'm playing this game, daily for at least three hours. So I'm just doing some quests, and because I want to learn a little bit more about the lore of the game. So once I hit 75, probably, of course, I'm gonna do some PvP. Let's see. Let me see. Community, friend, add friend. So this is what is your character name? Mutano Aion. Character doesn't exist. Yeah, I don't have a character level 75, but if you want to, if you can type your character name, I'll send you a request, and then we'll play PvP for sure. I know a little bit of the, like the MMO mechanics of the game because I used to play World of Warcraft and I also used to play Rift. So I'm not completely, I'll say, like noob. Alright, so just need to look for special weapons. I'm looking for alchemy. Armor smith. Shit, where's alchemy? Let's look at the map. Armor smith, tailoring, furniture, handicraft, stigma. What is this? Oh, here's all the way at the end. So let's go. Here's alchemy. Shit. Let's
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Let's see. Learn alchemy. Work order. Let's get this work orders going. Let's see. Craft lamp light. Let's craft all of them. So I need a temporal stone. So I need to get this alchemy going. Well, this is gonna take for quite some time. So here we go. I finished the work order.
Nice to meet you.
I need lesser elemental stones.
Arialuma Deva.
So let's see. See if we can buy those. Nope.
Nice
Let's
to
get
meet
another work order. Craft. And craft the items that I need for my work order. Alright, so there we go. Let's go back over
you.
here.
Nice to meet you.
Get this work order going. I need lesser elemental stone. Lesser elemental stones. How do I get them? Oh well, it doesn't matter. Just continue with the other.
Nice to
Continue
meet
with
you.
the other work orders.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to level 75 and do some PvP and some, you know, like one of the let's say end game instances. The instances from you know, the high level instances. Well, so far so good. Let me see. I'm gonna Google what level requires for alchemy to get the temporal stone. Let's see. Let's see. Temporal. How do I get a temporal stone in Aion? Here we go. Temporal stone. They're used to activate artifacts. Let's see. Temporal stone can only be. Oh, this is not it. Let's see. Let's check over here. Siege item.
Take on anything.
But it doesn't say how to get it. Let's see. It doesn't say in this page how to get it. Let's see. In this one, it says it seems to my campaign quest asking for one. So I went into the broker, only find it costs 900,000 kina, which I can't afford. How do I obtain a temporal stone? Okay, it seems to be crafted using alchemy. Requirement 199. Oh shit. Alright, so this is gonna take a long time, but I have
Nice
to
to
do it.
meet you.
So let's go ahead and get that temporal stone.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, I don't have space in my let's see, I got this one. It's a design. Let's see, to create a lesser anti-shock scroll. Alrighty, so let's what I need to do is get some space here. I need to go back to the storage. So let's go back to the storage. Let's see. It's over here. Alright, let's go over here and get rid of some of my items. Let's get rid of some of my items here.
Nice to meet you.
See if I have space. I don't have space. I have one space. Let's put that in there, and let's see if I can expand. 71,000. Let's just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna place. Place this stuff in there. There we go. Okay, so we're going back and continue with. I have to get all the way up my alchemy, all the way up to level 199. Let's see. It's the other way. Alrighty, so we're back here into the alchemy station. Alright, so this work order is almost done.
Nice to meet you.
What is this crap?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Come back. Nice
I have
to meet you.
2 work orders here. Oh yeah. Okay. So let's do those 2 work orders. Oh, look at that. There's a guy doing some alchemy. Shit. That's a tiny character. Seraphic Vindicator. Craft Goddess. Jesus. Let's see what we need to craft the compass. Issued Sparky Sphere. Alright, so I'm done with that work order.
Area Luma, Deva.
Area Luma. I don't have that here. So they don't sell this
Come back anytime.
Sparky Sphere. Oh no, I need Larel Tears. So let's
What
go ahead
brings you to
and
these
buy some
parts?
Larel Tears. This should be here somewhere. Larel Tears. Alright, let's get 20 of these.
May the light guide
And
you.
go ahead and do. Oh, I need 2. So I'm gonna have to buy a little bit
Area
more.
Luma Deva.
Alright, so let's get that work order. That work order done. And here we have Dark Sovereign Lady of Darkness from KYS, I'm sorry. Alright, so almost there. See what we have in the Luna crafting store. So we
Nice
are
to
done
meet
with
you.
the work order. Let's return it and get
Nice to
another
meet
one.
you.
Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna have to abandon that work order. Guess it didn't work. I guess it's not working. And this one's too. Let's see. Alright, let's take a look at the Luna shop. Let's see, the workshop, we have the club speaker cabinet. We have the iridescent couple slope suit. We have the pirate's brutalizer, the breezy summer hat, and the cozy campfire. All I need is a little bit some of these Luna's light. I don't have Luna's light in order to. This one's good. The club speaker cabinet. Attack his mission. Alrighty, so we're done with
Nice to meet you.
that work order. We're gonna go ahead and. Oh shit! I accept the wrong one.
Nice to meet you. Come back anytime. Nice to meet you.
Let's go ahead and get the
Nice to meet you.
other work order. I'm gonna need more of this Lara ill tears. Lara ill tears. Alright, so I think I finished the quest.
Nice to meet you.
No, I
Come back
need more.
anytime.
What brings you to
Lara,
these parts?
what is this? Lara ill tears. Let's get 60 of those.
May the light guide you.
Nice to meet you.
Alright, let's go ahead and finish this military compass work order. And I'm
Nice
gonna
to
get a
meet
new
you.
one, which is the healing tea supplies. Except it's at level 20 points. And I'm gonna get rid of the other one. Get rid of that one. Okay, so I need distilled water.
Area Luma
Let's
table.
go ahead and buy the distilled water. Here we go. Let's get 60 of those.
May the light guide you.
May the light guide you. Let's take a look at this character. She looks good.
Nice to meet you.
Alright, so go ahead and... What happened here? I'm missing... This work orders, man. They are really not
Nice to
working.
meet you.
These work orders. Alright, so I'm done with the work order.
Nice to meet you.
Let's
Nice to meet you.
accept a new one. Oh, that's a nice, those are some nice swords. Alright, so I'm done with this work order. Let's go ahead and
Nice to meet you.
get a new one.
Nice to meet you.
Let's see. I have to get more distilled water.
What brings you to these parts?
And let's do 30 of these.
Come back anytime.
Alrighty. I know it's kind of boring. You know, leveling up a skill. But I have to do it. Alrighty.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm I am done with that one. Let's
Nice to meet you.
get a new one. Alright, two more. Alright, I'm done with the work order.
Nice to meet you.
Go ahead and return that and
Nice to
get a
meet
new
you.
one. Magical hourglass supplies. Okay, so let's get that one. We need a solvent.
Area Luma Deva.
30 more of those, and solvent. Let's get 60 of those.
Come back anytime.
And craft all of those. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay, so two more of this magical hourglasses, and I am done.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so magical Hourglass is done. Let's get
Nice to meet you.
a new work order. Alrighty.
Nice to meet you.
And so
Nice to meet you.
I think I got a new work order. No, it's the same. Let's see. Still 35. I still have 35 points. Nice freaking decorations for Halloween. Alright, while I am um, leveling up my alchemy, I'm gonna go ahead and my alchemy skills. I'm gonna go ahead and um, watch some Aion videos here. Let's see if I can put one up. Let's see. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one.
Is it possible that there is something I don't...
So here's a video. Looks like he's talking in Russian. Let's see. Alright, let's I need to fix my stream real quick.
Неверно выбранная цель.
I guess I can't do this. Let's see.
Год еще помучают, как пауков, знаешь, сначала из большой банки маленькую, потом еще меньше, а потом хлопа прихлопнут. Если пауки готовы за это платить, почему нет? Я уже не продлевал даже подписку, мне вот осталось 7 месяцев. Или
Это слишком далеко.
ты немного потерял. Нам на евро бы заходило когда-нибудь.
No, I was trying to see if I can show you guys a video of you know, somebody playing Aion.
Nice to meet you.
But in YouTube, but I couldn't. I just can't use. I can't put a screen on top of another screen here. I have to check that out some other day. Let's see if I can do that later. So I'm gonna return this work order. Go back here and get the other work order.
Nice to meet you.
I need Larail.
What brings you to these parts?
Let's see.
May the light guide you.
What happened here? Oh, I don't have a free spot. Do I really? Oh, because I'm getting. So I'm gonna have to use this designs here. Can't use them. Lesser elemental water. So I don't have any more space. platinum coin chest. And open those 2 chests so I can get some space. And here we have a bundle of what? A strange yellow sack. Let's see what we got. Enchantment stone dust. So here we go. That's all I have. Can now continue with my work order. Alright, so let's go back here and
Nice to meet you.
freaking return the quest.
Nice to meet you.
Let's get some of this either
What brings you to
powder.
these parts?
Let's see. Either powder. Let's see if this guy sells some of that.
May the light guide you. Okay, one more. There you go.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, now I have a new work order, sleeping pill supplies. Are we gonna do some sleeping aid? I need scorpion poison stingers. See if I can buy those scorpion. Here we go. Scorpion poison stingers. Let's get 60 of those.
Come back anytime.
Alrighty.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Alrighty, got it.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Let's see my inventory. Let's see what I have. There's some books in here. Let's see if I can read them. I'm gonna try to see if I can read this books here. And oh shit, there's nothing to do. And I really have to upgrade this alchemy
Nice to meet you.
you know, skills.
Nice to meet you.
Right, so I need more distilled water.
Arialuma Deva.
Let's go ahead and get the distilled water. Let's get 60 of them.
Come back anytime.
Okay, I'll come back anytime. Let's get those sleeping aids coming. Let's see, an old diary with yellow pages. Double click to begin a quest. 22 or above. So I don't need it. Destroy it. Let's see. A manual sent from Sanctum, which covers stigmas and stigma slots. Let's see. Let's read it. Can't read it. I guess not. Okay, so this is the last one. Let's see. Gonna leave that open. Let's see. I have to learn this one. Teaches how to craft knowledge tomes. Okay, and let's see what else we have. I guess that's it. I guess that's
Nice to
nothing.
meet you.
Just return the quest. What happened? Let's get
Nice to meet you.
let's return the quest
Nice to meet you.
and get more. Let's see. What is this? I read this one already. Let's get that done. Man, I really need to get to level 75 pretty fast. Alright, let's see what I can do while I am leveling up this alchemy. For the meantime, I guess I can probably read a book. Let's see. I'm gonna go to Amazon and get open a book. Let's see. Let's check I'm gonna need to download an application for that. Let's see. Books. Kindle Oasis. No. Let's see, Kindle free books. I have an account for this. Let's see. me see one thing real quick. I'm gonna have to install this app real quick. Let's see. It's not available. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and install my Kindle for PC, and then I'm gonna start reading a book. I'm just gonna go ahead and read a book while I upgrade my
Nice to meet you.
alchemy. Let's get another work order
Nice
done
to
here.
meet you.
Work order, slip and peel, and let's see. I have a lot of supplies that probably I don't need at the moment. I don't have the Kina. I don't have the Kina for that. Alright, let's go back here and install my Kindle for PC. Alright. Alrighty, so here we have some books. Alright, let's see. Alright, so here we go. Guess I got this. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and continue with my crafting. And so we're gonna read this book here, the Alchemist. Let's see what it has to say. Go high up, crowning the grassy summit of a swelling mount, whose sides are wooded near the base with the gnarled trees of the primeval forest, stands to the old chateau of my ancestors. Okay, so I guess they're explaining a chateau in the forest. For centuries, its lofty battlements have frowned down upon the wild and rugged countryside about, serving as home and stronghold for the proud house whose honor line is older even than the moss-ground castle walls. Right, so I think they're saying that the chateau is kind of old, getting a lot of mold. Let's see. Let's see. A lot of moss grown. Let's go back and finish this.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have a new order. The burning candle. So now I need alcohol. So I'm gonna go and talk to
What brings you to these parts?
the alchemy supplies guy. I'm gonna sell some of the stuff that I actually don't need anymore. Which is fuck it, just go like this.
Come back anytime.
I need alcohol. Oh right.
Area Luma Deva.
Let's get 60 of those. Go back here and start my... I don't have space, of course. Oh, here. I can use this one. And I have space. No. I still don't have space. I still don't have space. Let's see. Let's see. I could probably just toss this away. I'll get more later if I need one. Okay, let's craft that. Let's go back to the room, to the book. Here it says, this ancient turrets, stained by the storms of generations and crumbling under the slow yet mighty pressure of time, formed in the ages of feudalism, one of the most dreaded and formidable fortresses in all of France. From its machicolated parapets and mounted battlements, barons, counts, and even kings had been defied. Yet never had its spacious halls resounded to the footsteps of the invader. But since those glorious years, all is changed. Alright, let's go back here. I'm done with my work order.
Nice
go
to meet
here
you.
and return this.
Nice
Get
to
a
meet
new one.
you.
So now I need
What brings you to these
Lara
parts?
Il Tears. Let's go buy those. Let's get 60.
May the light guide you.
And continue with the work order. Alright, so here we continue with the book. Let's see. It's called The Alchemist by Mr. H.P. Lovecraft. Okay, now it says, but since those glorious years, all is changed. A poverty, but little above the level of dire want, together with a pride of name that forbids its elevation by the pursuits of commercial life, have prevented the science of our line from maintaining their states in pristine splendor, and the falling stones of the walls, the overgrown vegetation in the parks, the dry and dusty moat, the ill-paved courtyards, and toppling towers without, as well as the sagging floors, the worm-eaten wainscots, and the faded tapestries within, all tell a gloomy tale of fallen grandeur. As the ages passed, first one, then another of the four great turrets were left to ruin, until at last but a single tower housed the sadly reduced descendants of the once mighty lords of the state. Okay. Let's finish this work order. Let's go back here and
Nice
do
to
another
meet you.
one. Let's see. Okay. So I have to change my game real quick. Alright. So we're back to
Nice to meet you.
the work order here. Let's accept. Get a new work order. And complete the work order. So now we go back here to the book. Alright, let's see. So it's in the book. It's describing some kind of old chateau or castle in a forest. It's saying that it's been, probably abandoned, and it's describing how the walls, the floors, and that basically it looks like kind of old Let's see. Here it says, it was in one of the vast and gloomy chambers of the remaining tower that I, Antoine last of the unhappy and accursed Comtes DC, I don't know what that means. Comtes something. First saw the light of day 90 long years ago within these walls and amongst the dark and shadowy forest, the wild ravines and grottos of the hillside below were spent the first years of my troubled life. Okay, I'm done with the order. Let's go back here.
Nice to meet you.
And return, get a new one.
Nice to meet you.
And continue. Alright. Now let's see. Let's go back here. Where was I? On the first years of my troubled life. So he's explaining, this person is explaining that he spent the first years of his troubled life. Right, so my parents, I never knew. My father had been killed at the age of 32, a month before I was born, by the fall of a stone somehow, dislodged from one of the deserted parapets of the castle. So his dad died at the castle by a dislodged stone. It's weird. Okay. And my mother having died at my birth. This guy is, freaking unlucky. My care and devotion devolved solely upon one remaining servitor, an old and trusted man of considerable intelligence, whose name I remember as Pierre. Alright, so I'm done with the work order. So I'm gonna go here.
Nice to meet you.
And return the work order. Come back over here. Oh, I didn't accept the new one.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. So let me see. I am currently level 56. Okay. Alrighty. I need more alcohol, so I'm gonna go ahead and
Arialuma Deva.
purchase alcohol. Let's get 60.
May the light guide you.
And probably more of those tears.
Arialuma Deva.
So let's get more of those tears. Let's get 50. Okay, craft those. Alrighty, so let's continue with the life of this guy. Full of unfavored events. Let's see. Killed at the age of 32, a month before I was born, and then his mom died at his birth. Then his care was solely done by a remaining servitor, which is Mr. Pierre. Right, I was an only child, and the lack of companionship, which this fact entitled upon me, was augmented by the strange care exercised by my guardian in excluding me from the society of the peasant children whose abodes were scattered here and there upon the plains that surround the base of the hill. At the time, Pierre said that this restriction was imposed upon me because my noble birth placed me above a association with such plebeian company. Now I know that its real object was to keep from my ears the idle tales of dread curse upon our line, that were nightly told and magnified by the simple tenantry as they converse in hushed accents in the glow of their cottage hearts. Alright, I'm done with the work order. Can I go back here?
Nice to meet you.
Finish it.
Nice to meet you.
Get a new one. Accept. Craft all of those. Alright, now so there. So basically, what's going on is that while this guy was growing up, they were secluding him from talking to other people, so that he wouldn't find out, I guess, a curse or something like that from his bloodline or from his family line. Alright, so now, thus isolated and thrown upon my own resources, I spent the hours of my childhood in poring over the ancient tomes that filled the shadow-haunted library of the chateau, and in roaming without aim or purpose through the perpetual dust of the spectral wood that clothes the side of the hill near its foot. It was perhaps an effect of such surroundings that my mind early acquired a shade of melancholy. Those studies and pursuits which partake of the dark and occult in nature most strongly claimed my attention. So he was mostly interested in the occult in nature, books. So let's go back here and get another work order.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Alright. So here we go. Alright, so he gets the attention of the occult in nature books or tomes. And now it says, of my own race, I was permitted to learn singularity little. Yet, what small knowledge of it was able to gain. Okay, so he was gaining very small knowledge. Seemed to depress me much. Perhaps it was at first only the manifest reluctance of my old preceptor to discuss with me my paternal ancestry that gave rise to the terror which I ever felt at the mention of my great house. Yet, as I grew out of childhood, I was able to piece together disconnected fragments of discourse, let slip from the unwilling tongue which had begun to falter in approaching senility, that had a sort of relation to a certain circumstance which I had always deemed strange, but which now became dimly terrible. The circumstance? Oh, I'm done. Somebody else is crafting. This player here. She looks nice. And I thought I was the one that I was continuing crafting stuff, you know, this candle supplies. But I was done with the order. So I apologize.
to meet
Continue
you.
with this. And
Nice to meet you.
get another work order. Alright. Now this is the antibiotic. Probably gonna need more scorpion stingers. So let's go ahead and talk
Area
to this
Luma
guy.
Deva.
And get 60 of those. Shit.
What brings you to these parts?
60 of those. And distilled water, probably 10. Let's do 20 distilled waters. Right. It's close.
Come back anytime.
And go back here. Get those antibiotics done. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Where was I? So this guy is still trying to see some, I guess, strange kind of secrets going on, and by reading tomes from his library. Let's see. The circumstance to which I allowed is the early age at which all the comtees of my line had met their end. Okay, so he's seeing or figuring out that he has a lot of family that had died, whilst I had he'd hitherto considered this but a natural attribute of a family of short-lived men. Okay, so he's attached to a family that most of the men have died in a kind of a young age. I afterward pondered long upon these premature deaths and began to connect them with the wanderings of the old man, who often spoke of a curse which for centuries had prevented the lives of the holders of my title from much exceeding the span of 32 years. So most of them, most of those men have died no older than
Area
32.
Luma Deva.
Oh, wrong one.
Nice to meet you.
Antibiotics order.
Nice to meet
Let's
you.
hit it again. Go back here and continue with my crafting. So currently at 62. Okay, going back to the Alchemist book. It says, where's it at? Okay, so the span of 32 years. Upon my 21st birthday, the H up here gave to me a family document which he said had for many generations been handed down from father to son and continued by each possessor. Its contents were of the most startling nature, and its perusal confirmed the gravest of my apprehensions. At this time, my belief in the supernatural was firm and deep-seated. Else, I should have dismissed with scorn the incredible narrative unfolded before my eyes. So he got some documents from Pure when he turned 21 years old, and he's saying that he believes in supernatural, and he couldn't believe the narrative or whatever was being explained on the document. The paper carried me back to the days of the 13th century when the old castle in which I sat had been feared and impregnable fortress. Right, when the old castle in which I sat had been a feared and impregnable fortress, I told of a certain ancient man who had once dwelt on our estates, a person of no small accomplishments. I'm done with my order. Going back here. And
Nice to meet you.
Get
Nice
a new
to
one.
meet you.
Antibiotics. Let's see, I have enough. Do I have enough materials? Yes. Okay, let's craft. Oh, I need free space. Let's see. I can probably throw away some of the stuff I don't need, which is probably the amethyst or the wiki. Yeah, let's just throw away the wiki. We don't need that. And continue with the crafting. I actually need probably more distilled water. So we're gonna go over here and get some more of the distilled water.
Perialuma-deva.
Let's get 30 of those.
May the light guide you.
Let's craft all of those. Now going back here, let's see. Okay, it told of a certain ancient man who had once dwelt on our estates, a person of no small accomplishments, thought little above the rank of peasant, by name Michael, usually designed by the surname of Mauvais, and the evil. So that guy used to live in the house, in the chateau, and his name is Michael, but usually designated by the surname of Mauvais, the evil. On account of his sinister reputation, he had studied beyond the custom of his kind, seeking such things as the philosopher's stone, or the elixir of the eternal life, and was reputed wise in the terrible secrets of black magic and alchemy. Michael Malvius had one son named Charles, a youth as proficient as himself in the hidden arts, and who had therefore been called Le Sorcier, or the Wizard. Le Sorcier, or the Wizard, this pair, shunned by all honest folk, were suspect of the most hideous practices. Alright, so there's two guys there that used to live at the chateau, and they use...
Nice to meet you.
It looks like they are known to use black magic. One of them is the Malvius the Evil, and the other one is Le Sorcier, or the Wizard. Le Sorcier. Okay, so let's continue with this crafting. What is it? I don't have space again. Jesus. Let's just use that one. Okay, so I'm creating. Alright, so I'm good. Alright, so here the wizard. This pair, shunned by all honest folk, were suspect of the most hideous practices. Old Michael was said to have burnt his wife alive as a sacrifice to the devil, and the unaccountable disappearances of many small peasant children were laid at the dreaded door of this too. So the unaccountable disappearances of many small peasant children were laid at the dreaded door of this too. Yet, through the dark natures of the Father and the Son, ran one redeeming ray of humanity. The evil old man loved his offspring with fierce intensity, whilst the youth had for his parent a more than filial affection. Alright, I'm done with my work order. Nope. Now I'm done. Let's
Nice to meet you.
let's return this work order.
Nice
Get a
to
new
meet
one.
you.
I'm currently 66. Let's see, I currently have 66 points in alchemy, so this is taking for a long time. I need more distilled water and scorpion
What brings you to
stingers.
these parts?
Let's get scorpion stingers. Let's get 30 of those and 30 distilled waters.
Come back anytime.
Return here to craft. Alright, so the evil Mr. Michael fiercely loved his the offspring from, I guess, his children. The offspring. Whilst the youth had for his parent a more than filial affection. One night, the castle on the hill was thrown into the wildest confusion by the banishment of young Godfrey, son to Henry the Comte. A searching party headed by the frantic father invaded the cottage of the sorcerers, and there came upon old Michael Mabius. Busy over a huge and violently boiling cauldron, without certain cause, in the ungoverned madness of fury and despair, the Comte laid hands on the aged wizard, and ere he released his murderous hold, his victim was no more. Meanwhile, joyful servants were proclaiming the finding of young Godfrey in a distant and unused chamber of the great edifice, telling too late that poor Michael had been killed in vain. Let's go back here to the page. Okay, so a searching party headed by the frantic father invaded the cottage of the sorcerers, and there came upon old Michael Mabius, busy over a huge and violently boiling cauldron, without certain cause, in the ungoverned madness of fury and despair. The Comte laid hands on the aged wizard, and ere he released his murderous hold, his victim was no more. Meanwhile, joyful servants were proclaiming the finding of a young Godfrey in a distant and unused chamber of the great edifice, telling too late that poor Michael has been killed in vain. Alrighty.
Nice to meet you.
So I guess somebody killed Mr.
Nice to meet you.
Mabius the evil. Alright. For wizard. Let's get another work order here. Alright, so let's go back here. As the Comte and his associates turn away from the lowly Aba of the alchemist, the form of Charles Le Sorcier appeared through the trees. The excited chatter of the menials standing about told him what had occurred. Yet he seemed at first unmoved at his father's fate. Then, slowly advancing to meet the Comte, he pronounced in dull yet terrible accents the curse that ever afterward haunted the house of who? Doesn't say. May Neir, a noble of thy murderous line, survive to reach a greater age than thine. May Neir, a noble of thy murderous line, survive to reach a greater age than thine. Spake he, when suddenly leaping backwards into the black wood, he drew from his tunic a phial of colorless liquid, which he threw into the face of his father's slayer, as he disappeared behind the inky curtain of the night. Okay, so
Nice to meet you.
let's return this work order and get a new one.
Nice to meet you.
Arialuma Deva.
Oops. So I need distilled water.
Come back anytime.
So let's go back here and continue with the crafting. Alright, may Near, a noble of thy murderous line, survive to reach a greater age than thine. Spake he, when suddenly leaping backwards into the black wood, he drew from his tunic a phial of a colorless liquid, which he threw into the face of his father's slayer, as he disappeared behind the inky curtain of the night. The Comte died without utterance, and he was buried the next day. But little more than 32 years from the hour of this birth, no trace of the assassin could be found. Relentless bands of peasants scoured the neighborhood woods and the meadowland around the hill. Thus time and the want of a reminder dulled the memory of the curse in the midst of the late Comte's family. So that when Godfrey, innocent cause of the whole tragedy, and now bearing the title, was killed by an arrow whilst hunting at the age of 32. Also, probably there's some kind of
Nice to meet you.
some kind of curse going on his family.
Nice
Everybody's
to meet you.
dying at the age or before 32. So let's get another work order here. This is 70. Improve recovery potion. So I need to get more Lara Il tears. Let's get more Lara Il tears.
Arialuma Deva.
Bye. There we go. Let's get 60 of those.
May the light guide you.
Craft all those. Alright, the age of 32. There were no thoughts save those of grief at his demise. But when, years afterward, the next young Comte, Robert by name, was found dead in a nearby field from no apparent cause, the peasants told in whispers that their seigneur had but lately passed his 32nd birthday, when surprised by early death. Louis, son to Robert, was found drowned in the moat at the same fateful age. So this is kind of weird. And thus down through the centuries ran the ominous chronicle. Henry's, Roberts, Antoine's, and Armand's snatched from happy and virtuous lives when little below the age of their unfortunate ancestor at his murder. Yeah, I'm still crafting. That I had left at most but 11 years of further existence was made certain to me by the words which I read. Right, so I'm done. Go back here and get
Nice
a
to
new
meet you.
work order.
Nice to meet you.
Let's see. Let's see. Alright, that I had left at most but 11 years of further existence was made certain to me by the words which I read. My life, previously held at small value, now became dearer to me each day as I delved deeper and deeper into the mysteries of the hidden world of black magic. Isolated as I was, modern science had produced no impression upon me, and I labored as in the Middle Ages, as grabbed as had been old Michael and young Charles themselves in the acquisition of demonological and alchemical learning. Yet read as I might, in no manner could I account for the strange curse upon my line. We have one more to craft, and I'm gonna go ahead and get more work orders. Alright.
Nice to meet you.
Oops. This
Come back anytime. Nice to meet you.
special crafter work.
Nice to meet you.
Work order.
Nice to meet you.
Right. Craft all of those. Alright, so here we are. So demonological and alchemical learning. Yet read as might is no manner could I account for the strange curse upon my line. Unusually rational moments, I will ever go so far as to seek a natural explanation, attributing the early deaths of my ancestors to the sinister Charles Le Sorcier and his heirs. Yet, having found upon careful inquiry that there were no known descendants of the alchemists, I will fall back to the occult studies and once more endeavor to find a spell that will release my house from its terrible burden. Upon one thing, I was absolutely resolved: I should never wed, for since no other branches of my family were in existence, I might thus end the curse with myself. As I drew near the age of 30, old Pierre was called to the land beyond. So Mr. Pierre died when he turned 30. When this guy turned 30. Now alone I buried him beneath the stones of the courtyard about which he had loved to wander in life. Alright, so that's nice.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so I need more distilled water.
What brings you to these parts?
Distilled water. Where's that at? I'm gonna get 60 of those. And some of this Lara Eel Tears. Okay, got all of those. Oh, I need space. So now this time I'm gonna do that one. Now I have space or no? How come I don't have space? How come I don't have space? Let's see. Probably Wisdom Stone. I'm not gonna throw that one away. So let's see. What is this? Titanium clamps. How many do I have left? 32. No, that's not. So we have this resident manual. I'm gonna have to probably destroy this. Just freaking destroy that. I do not need the residence manual. So let's go over here and continue with my crafting. There we go. So now here it says so he buried Mr. Pierre. Now thus was I left to ponder on myself as the only human creature within the great fortress. And in my utter solitude, my mind began to cease its vain protest against the impending doom, to become almost reconciled to the fate which so many of my ancestors had met. Much of my time was now occupied in the exploration of the ruined and abandoned halls and towers of the old chateau, which in youth fear had caused me to shun, and some of the where's it at? Which in youth fear had caused to shun, and some of which old Pierre had once told me had not been trodden by human foot over 4 centuries. Strange and awesome were many of the objects I encountered. Okay, so I'm done with the one more. There we go. Currently level 75.
Nice to meet you.
Work order.
Nice to meet you.
Work order to do. Let's see. Objects I encounter: furniture covered by the dust of ages and crumbling with the rot of long dampness. Met my eyes. Cobwebs in a profusion never before seen by me were spun everywhere, and huge bats flapped their bony and uncanny wings on all sides of the otherwise untenanted gloom. Untenanted gloom. Of my exact age, even down to days and hours, I kept a most careful record. For each movement of the pendulum of the massive clock in the library told off so much more of my doomed existence. At the length I approach that time which I had so long viewed with apprehension, since most of my ancestors had been seized some little while before they reached the exact age of Comte Henry at his end. So Mr. Henry probably outlived all his descendants. I was every moment on the watch for the coming of the unknown death. In what strange form the curse should overtake me, I knew not, but it was resolved, at least, that it should not find me a cowardly or passive victim. With new vigor, I applied myself to my examination of the old chateau and its contents. It was upon one of the longest of all my excursions of the discovery in the deserted portion of the castle, less than a week before that fatal hour, which I felt most. Let's see.
Nice to meet
Finish
you.
the work order real quick. Get a
Nice
new
to
one.
meet you.
Which I could have not even the slightest hope of continuing to draw breath. That I came upon the culminating event of my whole life. I had spent the better part of the morning in climbing up and down half ruined staircases in one of the most dilapidated of the ancient turrets. As the afternoon progressed, I saw the lower levels descending into what appeared to be either a medieval place of confinement or more recently excavated storehouse for gunpowder. As I slowly traverse the nitre-encrusted passageway at the foot of the last staircase, the paving became very damp, and soon I saw by the light of the flickering torch that a blank, water-stained wall impeded my journey. Turning to retrace my steps, my eye fell upon a small trapdoor with a ring, which lay directly beneath my feet. Pausing, I succeeded with difficulty in raising it, whereupon there was revealed a black aperture exhaling noxious fumes which caused my torch to sputter.
Nice to meet you.
Recorder.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm currently at 77 points. I need to get more of those Larail tears.
Area Luma, Deva.
And distilled water. So let's see. Exhaling not noxious fumes, which caused my torch to sputter and disclosing the unsteady glare, the top of flight of stone steps. As soon as the torch, which I lowered into the repellent depths, burned freely and steadily, I commenced my descent. The steps were many and led to a narrow stone-flagged passage, which I knew must be far underground. The passage proved of great length and terminated in a massive oaken door, dripping with the moisture of the place and stoutly resisting all of my attempts to open it. Ceasing after a time my efforts in this direction, I had proceeded back some distance toward the steps, and there suddenly fell to my experience one of the most profound and maddening shocks capable of perception by the human mind. Without warning, I heard the heavy door behind me creak slowly open upon its rusted hinges. Alright, so I'm done with this. So it appears that somebody is coming into the room. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and see who that is. My immediate sensations are incapable of analysis. To be confronted in a place as thoroughly deserted as I had deemed the old castle, with evidence of the presence of man or spirit, produced in my brain a horror of the most accurate description. When at last I turned and faced the seat of the sound, my eyes must have started from their orbits at the sight that they beheld. There, in the ancient Gothic doorway, stood a human figure. It was that of a man clad in a skull cap and long medieval tunic of dark color. His long hair and flowing beard were of a terrible and intense black hue. So we're done.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Alright. So there's this guy wearing a skull cap with a cape and a terrible intense black hue colored hair and of incredible profusion. His forehead high beyond the usual dimensions, his cheeks deep sunken and heavily lined with wrinkles, and his hands long, claw-like, and gnarled were of such a deadly marble-like whiteness as I have never elsewhere seen in a man. His figure, leaned to the proportions of a skeleton, was strangely bent and almost lost within the voluminous folds of his peculiar garment. But strangest of all were his eyes, twin caves of abysmal blackness, profound in expression of understanding, yet inhuman in degree of wickedness. These were now fixed upon me, piercing my soul with their hatred and rooting me to the spot whereon I stood. At last, the figure spoke in a rumbling voice that chilled me through with his dull hollowness and latent malevolence. Alright, so I'm done with the... So I'm currently 81, so I'm gonna get a new order.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
So now the new work order will be the military soap supplies. And I need a Tynac scale. Let's go ahead and
Arialuma Deva.
buy that Skrynac scale. This is Skrynac scale. Shit, so how do I get that? Oh, it's right here. So let's get 80. And more alcohol. Righty. So we're all set. Continue with the... Oh, I need more. Of course I need space. Let's see what we have. All these designs already learned. This one already learned, so let's destroy. This one already learned. Let's destroy. This one too. Destroy it. And this one too. Okay, so I'm good. And continue with the crafting. Alright, so let's go back here and see. At the last figure spoke in a rumbling voice that chilled me through with his dull hollowness and latent malevolence. The language in which the discourse was clothed was that the base form of Latin in use amongst the more learned men of the Middle Ages, and made familiar to me by my prolonged researches into the works of the old alchemists and demonologists. The apparition spoke of the curse which had hovered over my house, told me of my coming end, dwelt on the wrong perpetrated by my ancestor against old Michael Malvace, and and gloated over the revenge of Charles the Sorcerer. He told how the young Charles had escaped into the night, returning in after years to kill Godfrey, the heir, with an arrow just as he approached the age which had been his father's at his assassination. Alright, so let's go back here.
Nice to meet you.
And
Nice
continue with
you.
this. Alright, so let's craft those. This assassination. how he had secretly returned to the state and established himself unknown in the even then deserted subterranean chamber, whose doorway now framed the hideous narrator, how he had seized Robert, son of Godfrey, in a field, forced poison down his throat, and left him to die at the age of 32. Thus maintaining the foul provisions of his vengeful course. At this point, I was left to imagine the solution of the greatest mystery of all, how the curse had been fulfilled since that time when Charles the Sorcerer must, in the course of nature, have died. For the man digressed into an account of the deep alchemical studies of the two wizards, father and son, speaking most particularly of the researches of Charles le Sorcier, concerning the elixir which should grant to him who partook of it eternal life and youth. Okay, so I'm done with the work order. Let's finish that and get a new one. So yeah, while I am doing this, getting my alchemy up to 199 points, so I can get my what is it? I think I need to build some kind of stone to finish the quest. Can't remember the name of the stone. Let me see. This is discharge the memory. I need to get a let's go back here to quest campaign. I need to get a temporal stone. A temporal stone. That's what I need to build with my alchemy. In order to do that, I need to be level 199 in my alchemy in order to be able to make the temporal stone, so I can continue with my quest. So since it takes for a long time to do that, I'm reading this book called The Alchemist. It's kind of weird. I'm upgrading my alchemy, and just by randomness, I'm reading this book. This book is called The Alchemist. Alright, so let's continue with this book. Let's see. Concerning the elixir which shall grant to him who partook of it eternal life and youth. This enthusiasm had seemed for the moment to remove from his terrible eyes the hatred that had at first so haunted them. But suddenly the fiendish glare returned, and with a shocking sound like the hissing of a serpent, the stranger raised a glass phial with the evident intent of ending my life, as had Charles le Sorcier 600 years before ended that of my ancestor. Prompted by some preserving instinct of self-defense, I broke through the spell that had hitherto held me immovable, and flung my now dying torch at the creature who menaced my existence. I heard the fial break harmlessly against the stones of the passage. I'm done with my
Nice to meet you.
work order.
Nice to meet you.
Let's get a new one. And let's see, I'm gonna need more alcohol.
Area Luma Deva.
So I need more alcohol here. Let's go back here and continue with the crafting. So it's currently 84. Let's see. Alrighty, so he was attacked by this this guy, and he kind of like break off the spell, and he threw a fial against him. Okay, harmlessly against the stones of the passage, as the tunic of the strange man caught on fire and lit the horrid scene with a ghastly radiance. The shriek of fright and impotent malice emitted by the would-be assassin proved too much for my already shaken nerves, and I fell prone upon the slimy floor in a total faint. When at last my senses returned, I was frightfully dark, and my mind, remembering what had occurred, shrank from the idea of beholding more, yet curiosity overmastered all. Who, I asked myself, was this man of evil, and how came he within the castle walls? Why should he seek to avenge the death of poor Mikhail Malvais? And how had the course been carried on through all the long centuries, since the time of Charles Le Sorcier? The dread of years was lifted from my shoulders. Alright, so let's
Nice
go
to
back
meet
here and finish that work order and
Nice
get a
to
new
meet
one.
you.
So let's craft all of those. Let's go back here. So he fainted, or what is this? Okay, so from my shoulders, for I knew that he whom I had felled was the source of all my danger from the curse. And now that I was free, I burned with the desire to learn more of the sinister thing which had haunted for my line for centuries, and made of my own youth one long continued nightmare. Determined upon further exploration, I felt in my pockets for flint and steel, and lit the unused torch which I had with me. First of all, the new light revealed the distorted and blackened form of the mysterious stranger. The hideous eyes were now closed. Disliking the sight, I turned away and entered the chamber beyond the Gothic door. Here I found what seemed much like an alchemist's laboratory. Alright, so he found an alchemist's laboratory. In one corner was an immense pile of a shiny yellow metal that sparkled gorgeously in the light of the torch. It may have been gold, but I did not pause to examine it, for I was strangely affected by that which I had undergone at the farther end of the apartment. Was an opening leading out into one of the many ravines of the dark hillside forest, filled with wonder, yet now realizing how the man had obtained access to the chateau. Chateau.
Nice to meet you.
Let's see. Finish this work order
Nice to meet you.
and get a new one.
Come back anytime. Nice to meet you.
Okay, go ahead and accept. Craft. Let's see. I proceeded to return. I had intended to pass by the remains of the stranger with a averted face, but as I approached the body, it seemed to hear emanating. I seemed to hear emanating from it a faint sound, as thought life were not yet wholly extinct. Aghast, I turned to examine the charred and shriveled figure on the floor. Then, all at once, the horrible eyes, blacker even than the seared face in which they were set, opened wide with an expression which I was unable to interpret. The cracked lips tried to frame words which I could not well understand. Once I caught the name of Charles Le Sorcier, and again I fancied that the words years and curse issued from the twisted mouth. Sorcier, the Sorcier. Let's see. Still, I was at loss to gather the purport of his disconnected speech. At the evident ignorance of his meaning, the pitchy eyes once more flashed malevolently at me until helpless as I saw my opponent to be. I trembled as I watched him. Righty. So that guy's still alive.
Nice to meet you.
Almost.
Nice to meet you.
Almost dead. Let's get another work order here real quick. And continue with my... So I'm at level, what is this? 88. So skill level 88 or up to 88 points. Almost there. Let's see what we have here. I trembled as I watched him. Suddenly, the wretch, animated with his last burst of strength, raised his hideous head from the damp and sunken pavement. Then, as I remained paralyzed with fear, he found his voice, and his dying breath screamed forth those words which have ever afterward haunted my days and my nights. Fool, he shrieked. Can you not guess my secret? Have you no brain whereby you may recognize the will which has through 6 long centuries fulfilled the dreadful curse upon your house? Have I not told you of the great elixir of eternal life? Known. Now you not how the secret of alchemy was solved. I tell you, it is I that have lived for 600 years to maintain my revenge, for I am Charles Le Sorcier. So he is Mr. Charles Le Sorcier. So he's the sorceress, I guess. Alright, so let's go back here. And Finish the work order.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Accept this. Let's go back here.
Area Luma Deva.
Alrighty, so I need to get more alcohol. And Karnak skill.
May the light guide you.
Alrighty, so let's craft. Now this is a new book, or this is a new I'm not sure if this is the same book. Let's see. At the Mountains of Madness, I am forced into speech because men of science have refused to follow my advice without knowing why. It is altogether against my will that I tell my reasons for opposing this contemplated invasion of the Antarctic with its vast fossil hunt and its wholesale boring and melting of the ancient ice cap. This is a new book. The Alchemist was a different book. So now we are reading At the Mountains of Madness. So I am forced into speech because men of science have refused to follow my advice without knowing why. It is altogether against my will that I tell my reasons for opposing this contemplated invasion of the Antarctic with its vast fossil hunt and its wholesale boring and melting of the ancient ice cap. And I am the more reluctant because my warning may be in vain. Doubt of the real facts, as I must reveal them, is inevitable. Let's see, I'm done with the... Yep. Let's get another one.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so let's continue with the crafting. So the so reveal them is inevitable. Yet, if I suppress inevitable, yet if I suppress what will seem extravagant and incredible, there will be nothing left. The hitherto withheld photographs, both ordinary and aerial, will count in my favor, for they are damnably vivid and graphic. Still, they will be doubted because of the great lengths to which clever fakery can be carried. Fakery can be carried. The ink drawings of a curse will be jeered at. Will be jeered as obvious impostures, notwithstanding a strangeness of technique which art experts ought to remark and puzzle over. In the end, I must rely on the judgment and standing of the few scientific leaders who have on the one hand sufficient independence of thought to weight my data on its own hideously convincing merits, or in the light of a certain primordial and highly baffling myth cycles. Primordial and highly baffling myth cycles. And on the other hand, sufficient influence to deter the exploring world in general from any rash and over-ambitious program in the region of those mountains of madness. It is an unfortunate fact that relatively obscure men like myself and my associates connected only with a small university have little chance of making an impression where matters of wildly bizarre or highly controversial nature are concerned. It is further against us that we are not, in the strictest sense, specialists in the fields which came primarily to be concerned as a geologist. My object in leading the Miss Catonic University expedition. Alright, so there's
Nice
a
to meet
guy
you.
who's, I guess, going into a expedition.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Alright, was holy that of securing deep level specimens of rock and soil from various parts of the Antarctic continent, aided by the remarkable drill devised by Professor Frank H. Pabodi of our engineering department. I had no wish to be a pioneer in any other field than this, but I did hope that the use of this new mechanical appliance of different points along previously explored paths will bring to light materials of sort hitherto unreached by the ordinary methods of collection. Pabodi's drilling apparatus, as the public already knows from our reports, was unique and radical in its lightness, portability, and capacity to combine the ordinary artisan drill principle with the principle of the small circular rock drill in such a way as to cope quickly with strata of varying hardness. I'm done with the work order.
Nice to meet you.
So now I am night 2. Alrighty, so I'm almost
Nice
done.
to meet you.
Scrap all of those. Okay, steel head, jointed rods, gasoline motor, collapsible wooden derrick, dynamiting, paraphernalia, cording, rubbish removal, auger, and sectional piping for bores 5 inches wide and up to 1,000 feet deep, all formed with needed accessories, no greater load than 3 7-dog sledges will carry. This being made possible by the clever aluminum alloy of which most of the metal objects were fashioned. 4 large Dornier aeroplanes designed specially for the tremendous altitude flying necessary on the Antarctic plateau. And with added fuel warming and quick starting devices work out for Pabud. principle with the principle of the small circular rock. This is the same. Peabody could transport our entire expedition. Done with the work order.
Nice to
Get
meet
a new
you.
one.
Nice to meet you.
I need more supplies.
What brings you to these
Let's
parts?
I'm gonna need alcohol and scorpion stingers. 60 scorpion stingers and alcohol. Alrighty, so let's craft that. Up to 93. Alright, cool. Transport our entire expedition from a base at the edge of the Great Ice, with a Great Ice barrier to various suitable inland points, and from these points a sufficient quota of dogs will serve us. We plan to cover as great an area as one Antarctic season, or longer if absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary would permit operating mostly in the mountain ranges and on the plateau south of Ross Sea, regions explored in varying degree by Shackleton, Mudston, Scott, and Bird, with frequent changes of camp made by aeroplane and involving distances great enough to be of geological significance. We expected to unearth a quite unprecedented amount of material, especially in the pre-Cambrian strata, of which so narrow a range of Antarctic specimens have previously been secured. So I guess he's going to cover a new area, looking for new specimens. I guess it's like probably Antarctica. I think that's what it said on the previous page. Oh yeah, Antarctic. Let's see. We're done with the
Nice to meet you.
with the work order.
Nice to meet
Let's
you.
get a new one here. Let's craft that, and let's see. Let's see here. Since the primal life history of this bleak realm of ice and death is of the highest importance to our knowledge of the Earth's past. That's the Antarctic continent. That the Antarctic continent was once temperate and even tropical, with a teeming vegetable and animal life, of which the lichens, marine fauna, arachnida, and penguins of the northern edge are the only survivals. It's a matter of common information, and we hoped to expand that information in a variety, accuracy, and detail. When a simple, boring revealed fossiliferous science, we will enlarge the aperture by blasting in order to get specimens of suitable size and condition. Alright, I'm gonna stop the stream right here. I will continue with the stream and some more reading tomorrow. Thank you for watching. If you watch this video on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe and like my videos. If you're watching this video on Twitch, please follow me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, good night, and peace out, folks.